Hey, what's up, folks? How's it going? This is Abhijit here, and welcome to Devops Challenge Hub. So let's start with today's interview question, and I will be sharing my screen. So today we'll discuss a couple of questions. The first question is, what are the advantages of network segmentation? So we'll discuss about what is subnet, why it is required, and why we break into subnets. So what exactly is subnet? Subnet is like dividing a large department building into separate floors. For example, you go to an apartment complex and there are like different floors, or also in office also there are different floors, right? So first floor, second floor, third floor, and second floor apartment number will start 201, 202, 203. Third floor apartment number will start 301, 302, and so on. Similarly, like you break into that and you create a subnet that will have network address, and you also have each individual IP addresses. And we already discussed in CIDR section in previous interview question previous day. So subnet is short for subnetwork. It's short for subnetwork. So it divides a large network into smaller manageable sections. Each subnet has a range of IP address, and device within the same subnet can communicate directly. They can communicate directly. So that is the advantage. They don't need to go through route table. They can directly communicate, talk to each other. Like if you are in the same floor, you can just shout and talk to your friend, right? You don't need to call your friend on using phone. It's a similar thing. So you are on the same floor, you are able to communicate directly. So they are in the same subnet, they are able to communicate directly. Communication between subnet usually goes through a gateway or router. Communication between different floors in the office goes via phone or email or whatever, right? You don't directly communicate. So just like apartment has address, subnet group also devices under a common network. Groups multiple devices into common network. Some will be public subnet, some like some devices you need to keep in a private subnet. Floor is like a subnet. Each apartment is like a host. And subnet uses subnet mask to split the IP addresses. Subnet mask we have discussed. Subnet mask CID annotation /24 or subnet mask 255.255.255.0. We have discussed all this in the previous interview section. So for example, 192.168.1.0/24, this is CID annotation. So 24/24 means 24, first 24 bits for network, and next 8 bits is for a host, right? So total 254 area will be usable host address because out of 256, 2 to the power 8 is 256, 8 bits is reserved for host. So 256 minus 2 is 254. Why minus 2? Because this is reserved for the network. This we won't be using as a host IP address. 192.168.1.0 will be network address, and 192.168.1.255 here will be broadcast address. So we have already discussed this in earlier lesson. Why we divide network into smaller segments? So because in a large hospital, if you go like in one big room, they won't have emergency and general ward, right? They break it into two separate rooms or two separate chambers, right? Because this segregation is required. Otherwise, there will be too much chaos, noise, etc., like confusion. So, and it will improve the performance also. Similarly, like a smaller segment reduces broadcast traffic because if everybody is shouting, talking, there will be a lot of noise and it will reduce the performance in emergency room. Similarly, like broadcast traffic will be also too much. And because there are so many hosts up there. So, if you break into small parts, it will improve the performance. Organization, it's better to if you like break into small chunks, you organize in a nice way. But logical group, you can break into a logical group so that you keep all the related items together. Public facing things, web servers, you can keep it into public subnet. Database server, which should not be exposed to public internet. You can keep them in the private subnet. So that way you can logically organize. Traffic control, better bandwidth management and quality of service. You can like having separate elevator banks for visitor and stuff. So that way we do the traffic controlling. So similarly, like you can have a better traffic control, fault toleration will be better. Problem in one segment, in another segment, it won't happen. So these are the benefits of subnets: performance, scalability, organization, traffic control, fault toleration. How does the segment improve network efficiency? So network efficiency, how does it improve? Because network with the different network with department is subnet. In the same department, we can talk directly. So that improve the efficiency. I don't need to call up. Uh, because if you call up using phone, it adds some latency, it adds some more time. You have to dial the network, phone may be busy, right? But if you can see that person is there, you can directly talk, you can directly call that person. So it reduces the latency. Similar thing happens in the subnet. Two hosts can talk directly. It doesn't need to go through a route table. That way it improves efficiency. Broadcasting traffic is limited to the subnet, preventing broadcast from across the internet network. Otherwise, there will be a storm. Like everybody is talking in a big room, means it's a storm. So to break into 8, 9 people in each subnet, that will make sense. How does segment enhance security? Let's say, like if you go to a hotel, there will be like guest area. Anyone can go. Similarly, private public subnet, anyone can visit, all the host. But private subnet, it's not accessible. Then in a campus, there is security at the gate, main gate security. So similarly at subnet, main gate, at the subnet level, you have NACL, network access control. At the host level, you will have security groups. So that way you have better security. You can have different kind of security protocol where you can set it up. You can create security zones. You can limit the attack surface. So this subnet only this request will be allowed. This request will be filtered out. In another subnet, that request may be allowed. So that way you segregate and have better control. What security control can be applied between segments? This we already discussed. ICLs, intrusion detection system, network monitoring. So this is difference in depth, the way we secure office building with reception desk checking everyone entering, badge readers at the department doors, security cameras, hallway between departments, and security guards patrolling different zones. This will implement security. Similarly, like we can implement security using intrusion detection system, network monitoring, ACLs, access control list. This way we can implement. How do these concepts apply to AWS VPC? So VPC is like your office campus, right? Virtual private cloud. You own a large plot of land, your private cloud space, where you build your own facilities. Similarly, you build your own setup, organization structure, right? Like a private, public subnet. You have database server, you have application servers, you have your web servers, right? Data centers, office buildings. So AWS Private Cloud implement these networking concepts in the cloud. You create subnets within your VPC. Then each have its own CIDR block. This can be public subnet with internet access and private subnet with no internet access. So what are the practical VPC segmentation example? How do we do this? So like in modern shopping complex, you have storefront, back office, vault room, security office. Similarly, in the public subnet, we have like in VPC, we have public subnet, load balancer, web server will be in public subnet. Private subnet will have application server, business logic, and another private subnet will be having database. And then there will be management subnet, where we'll have Bastion host and monitoring tools. So this way we will be logically break it, like the way we do it in the actual shopping complex, storefront, back office, security room, vault. Similarly, public subnet for load balancer, private subnet for application server, private subnet for database server, and management subnet for Bastion host and monitoring. We'll discuss Bastion host later, using this host we get into the private subnet. So, how does the networking? Let's go to the quiz section. How does network segmentation enhance security? By allowing all devices to communicate directly, isolating groups of devices and controlling traffic between them. Yes, B is the right answer. B is the right answer. How does the segmentation improve network efficiency? Merging all devices in single network by reducing the number of routers needed by limiting broadcast traffic to smaller segment, right? By reducing the broadcast traffic to smaller segment. That is how we improve the network efficiency. So that's it for today. Hope you like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Devops Challenger. And also follow LinkedIn page, Devops Challenger. I post quiz and contest or organize content daily. So you can participate in that. And you can also follow WhatsApp channel, Devops Challenger. You will get regular updates. And thank you for watching this video. And see you again in the next video.